네, 여섯 번째 발표로 진행하겠습니다. 여섯 번째 발표는 Predicting View Count of Online Variety Shows, China Tencent TV 케이스로 돼 있고요. 린린 등 많은 연구자들이 고려대학교하고 한국외국어대학교가 같이 공동 연구한 내용이 되겠습니다. 자, 발표 듣도록 하겠습니다.
안녕하세요. 제가 고려대학교 석사과정 구린이입니다. 오늘에는 저의 논문을 영어로 써서 지금 오늘도 영어로 발표하겠습니다. And hello everyone, my name is Gu Linlin. Today I will have a presentation about our paper named Predicting View Counts of Online Variety Shows and China Tencent TV Case. And today I'm going to talk about 5 parts. And it includes part 1, the introduction, part 2, literature review, part 3, research variables, part 4, research methods, and part 5, concluding remarks. The first part, it's the introduction. This is the development history of China's online variety show from 2007 to 2020. From 2007 to 2013, it was in infancy period. It was far away from TV variety shows with low production cost, with few types and few quantity. From 2014 to 2015, it was in growth period. And also the 2014 was called as the first year of Chinese online variety shows, and a normal self-made show appeared in this period. And in 2016, it was in outbreak period. It's a common phenomenon to raise in an all-round way network analysis. And in 2017, it comes into steady development period. This is the era of super network variety shows. Coming. Although it has entered a cooling period, but the market size of TV variety shows is getting smaller and smaller. So that's the online variety shows market is bigger than the TV variety shows market. And from 2018 to 2019, it comes into adjustment period, and China's online variety shows entered the era of blockbuster, tending to be produced with large costs. And in 2020, it comes into standardization period and more inclined to positive energy and healthy content, and rich in things, breaking the barriers of your culture. This is the scale of China's online entertainment market from the first quarter of 2019 to first quarter to 2020. And we can see in this figure, the first quarter of 2020, the entertainment market comes into about 1,480 billion yuan. It was twice more than the first quarter of 2019. Then this figure is the monthly active users and growth rate of mainstream video platform in 2020. And this y-axis is about monthly users, and this y-axis is growth rate, month-to-month growth rate. And we can see in this figure that Tencent TV leads the industry in the number of monthly active users with more than 3 billion users, and the month-on-month growth rate of it was 0.8%. And Youku and iQIYI also has a large number of users, and these two following closely behind the Tencent TV. And this figure is the number of investment and financing events in entertainment industry from 2010 to 2020 in China. And we can see this picture, this figure that investment events in China's entertainment industry reached its peak in the 2016 with about 1,050 cases. And in 2018, China's entertainment industry has the highest investment amount of more than 1,400 yuan. With the rapid development of the industry, contracts and inferiors artist issues comes out, and due to the COVID-19, the number and the amount of investment in the in 2019 and 2020 have gradually declined since 2018. And the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule means that for many outcomes, roughly 80% of consequences come from 20% of the causes. It's also called as the virtual view. And we can see this figure among the 303 online variety shows, about 80 variety shows have more than 10,000 view count, while the remaining 243 variety shows have less than 10,000 view count. In other words, in this figure and in this situation, 20% of the variety shows have 80% of the view count. And next is our research purpose and the necessity. We have two research purposes. First of all, to discuss various factors contributing to external influence on the future view count. And secondly, to calculate the correlation coefficients of these factors and apply multilinear regressions in modeling. And the necessity. First of all, this research is helpful for mitigating business risk effectively and increasing average return significantly. And then it can help advertisers spend more expenses into variety shows with large views in the future. The part 2 is literature review. Because there are few researches related to the variety shows prediction and beverage, so we found and borrowed the relevant researches on movie box office prediction. This table is a summary of previous work of movie box office prediction, and the left table is about the variables that are in this previous paper, and this is a researcher and this is a methodology. These writers use the neutral network or linear regression or random forest or logis regression or deep learning or support vector machine. And in our paper, we will use the basic method, the linear regression, to do the prediction. Then the research variables. First of all, is the dependent variables. The dependent variables is a view count. And the definition in this paper means that the total number of times a variety show was watched during from uploaded on Tencent TV. In other words, the number of the times the users click to play the video, and this can be get from from here. And the view count could be quoted from the Tencent TV website. This is about 4 billion. And the independent variables. This table is about independent variables. For the left table, it's about the independent variables that will deal with them with the mathematic method and SPSS, such as SPSS, correlation coefficients, and so on. And for the variables in the right table, we will deal with them with the graph method. The graph, the figure, such as figure, and these are the references about the variables. The next part is research method. First of all, is the data collection. The data set is 303 online variety shows on the Tencent TV site from December 2019 to December 2020. And the collected data include measures on all the variables in the previous section. And among them is one among them is comment data collection. There are two steps. Step one is to use a Python crawling program to get reviews and comments on trailers and shows. And we get the code from open sources programs from GitHub and modify them. Step two is to divide the review of variety shows by time. It was divided into 4 time periods. There are 2 days after broadcasting, 1 week after broadcasting, 1 month after broadcasting, and 3 months after broadcasting. Then we do the data cleansing and processing, because the crude text usually contains noises consisting of misspellings, symbols, and other jargons. So we need to correct the misspellings, remove the special characteristics, and to replace the emotions with emotional words they represent. 그리고 then is the sentiment classification, because Chinese sentences are composed of no spaces and words are connected together. Therefore, we use the 结巴 participle Python package to divide the whole sentence into words one by one. And this left picture is the whole sentences, and the right picture is the sentences that was divided one by one. Then we classify the positive and negative sentiment. We use the sentiment library SnowNLP to simplify the Chinese text processing to determine the polarity of each sentence, which have been divided into words. If the sentiment score of them are more than 0.5, it means this text is a positive sentiment text. Then the model setup, prediction model setup, there are 4 steps. Step 1 is to calculate the value of the basic data, and step 2 is to statistics the amount of sentiment review. Step 3 is to calculate the correlation coefficients between these variables and view count. And step 4 is to predict the view count by multi-regression method. And this is the experiment model. The 2 independent variables and dependent variables together to do the correlation coefficients, and then at last do the linear regression analysis. And these are the summary of independent variable which will do the correlation analysis. And this is the result of significance, and some of them has no significance, some of them has no significance, and some of them have less correlations. So we choose all the variables that has correlation coefficients and have significant, and these variables were chosen. And at last, the regression analysis model will be set up in 4 models, and model 1, model 2, model 3, model 4. These are the variables. And we will use the MAPE, mean absolute percentage error, to measure the prediction effect of the model. And this is the MAPE calculate function. And this is the summary of previous work about MAPE. And part 5, the last part, is the concluding remarks. First of all, it's the correlation coefficients. These are the variables which we chosen. These are their correlation coefficients, and we can get from this table that positive review counts are more correlated with future view counts than timelines and positive berry count. The positive review count of 1 month after broadcasting are more correlated with future view counts than all the values of other 3 periods. And if the variety show was released as Saturday, it has the most relevance with view count, and other days have no relevance with view count. And then the regression coefficients and the delete the variables that have no correlation, then do the regression analysis. This is the regression result, and we can get from this table. There are 2 functions here, function 1, function 2, and their MAPE is these 2. Also, the model 3 and model 4, we can get 2 functions here. And the final result, regression equations with significant factors of 4 model are in figure 5, and MAPE is in figure 6. And according to the MAPE, the twice function, the second function, the positive review of 3 months after recasting would be taken to predict the future year view count of online variety shows. And the future there are 3 directions. And first of all is to do some research on other online video platforms. This article only studies online variety shows on Tencent TV. In the future, we could conduct research and analysis on online variety shows on other platforms in China to better research China's online variety shows market and contribute to investment development. The second is to external communication website and platform, because this article only gets data from the video platform. So there are many external platforms such as social media and the social media platform. So in the future, we could get data from the social media platforms such as Sina, Weibo, Tieban, Douban, and at last is the sentiment Python package, because in this paper we use the Snow NLP to do the sentiment analysis. But it is widely used in China's sentiment analysis area, but it works well. It only works well in China's multi-context and multi-domain as a database. So it has shortcoming in the text for specific field, specific area. So in this situation, the sentiment classification of words and sentence may have certain errors. So in the future, we could use other sentiment package to do the research.
네,
Thank you for listening.
네, 감성 분석을 이용해서 그 버라이티 쇼 온라인 뷰수를 예측하는 연구였습니다. 혹시 플로어에서 질문이나 코멘트 있나요? 네, 수고했습니다.
감사합니다.